right, new year, new budget. Let's get into it. I'm going to show you how to do a monthly budget today. Hey everyone, this is Laura Lyman Joy. Today I'm going to go ahead and show you how to apply those yearly goals, those sinking fund ideas, or simply create a brand new budget if you've never done a monthly budget before. So even if you're budget by paycheck, budget monthly, this will be a good one for you to get yourself all set up for the year 2024. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Laura from Lyman Joy. I'm a wife, a medical coder, and a mom of 6, and I'm on a journey to become debt-free and break generational cycles of debt so the next generation can live and give like they were meant to. So if it interests you, then I'd love for you to subscribe to the Lyman Joy community and hit that bell icon so that you'll be notified every time I put out a video that will hopefully keep you motivated and going in your budget in 2024. All right, we're going to get straight into it. Grab your planner or a piece of paper and a pen, maybe something hot to drink or cold to drink depending on where you are in the country, and let's get going. I'm going to take a quick sip here just because I went to Disneyland for Christmas, which was wonderful. Also not a place to go if you want to stay healthy. So last week I've been super sick with everything that Disneyland shared with me, which was fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. I am going to put this in a series playlist for you guys to get yourself all set for 2024. So if you're brand new to the Lyman Joy budgeting here, then I want you to go ahead and start at the beginning of that playlist. But I'll explain to you what's in that playlist, okay? So first off, when you're starting a budget of a new year, I want you to simply start with goals. Goals are really important. What do you have going on this year? What is really, your vision for your year in your income, in your debt, or your wealth building if you're there, savings, investing, budgeting, and any personal growth goals you want. This is really important to start here. So this will be the first one in the playlist. After you have that all figured out, really you need to figure out is what are you putting your money in? What do you spend your money in? This is really reviewing the last 6 months, how your spending habits have been, and mapping those out. In the video of my sinking fund planning, I go through how I plan out each of these different categories for my cash wallet, which, is simply just what do you go out and spend your money on? Do you go out to eat? Do you do date nights, friend nights, kids, spending, whatever you spend your money on? That's what this is all about here for your cash envelopes. Then you got things like your high priority, which is more things like, let's see, this one right here, more like car registration, my pet care, things you're going to spend your money on anyway. And if you don't have the money, you're going to be in trouble. That's that right there. Then we're going to move over into my more long-term, low priority categories. So these are going to be things like, let's see here. I save up long-term for sports for the kids, for college, emergency funds, house maintenance, car maintenance, things that I know I need, but maybe not as immediate. And so I have thought about those. In that video, the sinking funds, I go ahead and go through all of that. Okay, so now you got your goals, you got your sinking funds planned out. Make sure you follow the series into how to plan out your bills and making sure you never miss another bill again. I don't know about you, but it frustrates me so much if I do all my bill planning and then all of a sudden I get a, overdraft fee in the past or something like that because I didn't plan for a bill. That doesn't happen to me anymore because I don't let it happen to me anymore. I make sure my money knows exactly where to go and how to cover every single expense coming in and going out. So nothing should be a surprise. And so watch that Plan Your Bills video to make sure you have all your subscriptions mapped out, what you're saving for, your budget overview. I have 2 banks, so I have one here on one of my banks and then on my other bank. Okay, so make sure you get that all mapped out. Now that you have these 3 steps done, you are ready to start your monthly budget. Now, I would be technically what you call a budget by paycheck. I cash stuff 3 times a month. I get paid 5 times. I combo 2 of those paychecks twice to make it a little easier on myself. But I don't even see how people just budget by paycheck without having an overview of the month. Because I don't know, I'm a big picture person, but then break it down to the weekly, making sure I don't miss anything. Especially if you are still on a debt payoff journey. I've heard often well, I'm on my debt payoff journey. I budget once a month and that's it. Or I budget by paycheck, but I don't know where my money's going. I think when you're still in the depths of paying off stuff, you need it all. You need all the tools that you can possibly have to be as successful with your budget. And that's what I'm hoping to show you today. Okay, so I like to start off with my yearly calendar. I'm going to zoom you in a bit so you can see better. Okay, now that I got you zoomed in, this is my monthly calendar. I just go ahead and I write in the numbers from the 1st to 31st or whatever days you have that month. My paychecks are all mapped out. I cash stuff 3 times a month. So I have green for one paycheck, purple for my next cash stuffing, and blue for my third cash stuffing. Now we're going to just write down anything that I could think of I need to consider this month. And really, it's a pretty low-key month. I do still have a bonus I'm going to apply. I haven't considered if I want to do that towards debt or as a cushion for the beginning of the year towards some maybe of my sinking funds that I talked about. I haven't decided that yet. I don't really have any special occasions in the month of January or anything really you need to consider. Right? I kind of used all that up in November and in December, and it's going to be a pretty low-key, easy month for this month. All right. We're going to get straight into my monthly budget. After I have my calendar planned out, I have wrote down every single one of my bills. I do want to note that I include groceries and gasoline in one of my bills because they're going to happen no matter what. I have to have groceries and gasoline. Okay, so we're just going to fill this out together. So we're in the month of January. My total projected income, if everything goes right, is $11,200. And I want to just stop here because I get this question every time. Oh my goodness, my budget's only $4,000, or oh my goodness, my budget's anything near it. First of all, I live in California. Second of all, I've been budgeting most of my life on $4,000. It's just recently with a lot of hard work, different side hustles and things like that I've gotten to the point where I'm at right now. I also work 2 jobs and my husband works and we do side hustles. And so that's where this money has come from. Of course, as you follow me, you'll get to know a little bit more where these streams come from. But no matter where you are, this still applies to wherever you're at. Put that monthly income in. It doesn't matter how much it is. It matters how you plan it. I'm being honest with you. I wish somebody would have told me earlier how to budget that money better because it really didn't matter how much money I had as much as it mattered what I did with that money. It's kind of like what Warren Buffett said. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. And that's what we're going to do right here. We are going to plan out our bills. We're going to figure out how much money we're saving, how much debt snowball we're paying, how much we're being able to put aside for the future. And then we'll know how much money we have and how to spend it properly. Okay. So for tithing, I always do a percentage. We're going to project it as $1,232. My groceries, I'm projecting at $800, which is a little on the conservative side. We are a family of 8, so it can really add up. Gasoline is $750, and my mortgage, $2,450. Welcome to California. Dyslexia school for my son that he's in, $795. Some donations that I donate to, a Bible translation, and something to combat sex trafficking, which is unfortunately rapid along where I live. So we have cable is going to be $100. My subscriptions are staying the same. And let's see here. My electric bill is $250. Now this says Cap 1 electric, so if you're new here, I go ahead and pay off credit cards, and then I put a bill on it that revolves. So on the 1st of the month, my electric bill charges my Capital One credit card. On the 10th of the month, it is paid by bill pay from my primary checking account. So I never ever owe anything. I don't ever pay any interest or none of that ever happens. Okay, my phone bill plus some insurances that I've bought, student loan staying the same, car payment stays the same. My bills for this credit card, it's actually only $10 for these bills. My Citi card car insurance is on that one, so $320. My Home Depot card is $30. My Capital One bills is 15. Solar 169, which I debated for years to get solar or not, but here in where I live in California, my PG&E bill was like $800 a month. So for it to go to 800 to what is this, 250 plus 169 is much less, and I'm slowly owning it. So I think that's pretty good. My car wash is 32. And then I have Gab Kids phone. Love this phone. So great. No internet. Best thing I'm telling you ever. I just don't ever have to even compete. It's fantastic. Amazon is going to do 20. My water and trash, 120. I'm probably going to put that one on a credit card soon too and have it auto pay to get those points. And I just like doing it that way. I feel like it really works for me. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And I just review it every few months to make sure it hasn't gone up or down. My gardener, 120 a month. My home security, 17. And then my pet care is 40. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add that up. You put down whatever your bills are here and then add them up, and we're going to subtract them from our total projected income, which is $11,200. Let's see how much money my bills actually were. Okay, we have 8,617. We're going to take the 11,200 minus, so take what you're going to make minus your bills and put that here. I got 2583. I'm going to turn the page. Now this is my extension. So I have 2 pages for my monthly budget. I have my bill overview, which is the most important, and now I'm going to everything else that I'll be spending in the month. Okay, so after bills, it looks like right here I have 2583. All right. And the first thing I like to always consider and think about is my snowball, okay? I have my snowball set at $1,200. It's still at $1,200. Something new, something new. If you haven't been here, I'll explain more as I go, but I actually took out a HELOC and paid off my any of my debt and put it on there because it's at a really, really, really low fixed rate for quite some time, and it just worked out for me. I think there's a few different ways to do debt payoff. I will talk about that more in another video. I started out, and I think everybody should, my personal opinion, is with the debt snowball. It just creates good habits, which you need for a foundation. Once you get a little momentum and you got that foundation and habit and discipline put in place, get that avalanche going. That's what I did more last year, was an avalanche style where I was just attacking it a little more headstrong. Nothing would deter me to lose motivation, so I was able to do that. And now that I did that, now I'm really ready to take that avalanche, put it in the slowest possible interest, and really finish it off. I'll give you an update on what I'm doing for that and why I made that choice. Every person has to do what they think is best for them. It took a lot of research, a lot of education, and a lot of discussions before my husband and I chose to do this, because it does come with risks and you have to account for all of those. I will talk more about those risks when I explain more of my debt and what I'm doing with my debt this year. But for this video, I want you to know anything that's ever left over from my bills goes straight to my HELOC. So I'm going to be putting as much as I can in my extra funds towards my HELOC, okay? So that'll be included in my debt snowball. For right now, we're going to figure out these cash envelopes. And I want to, because this is the very first one that I've done this year, explain to you where I get these money. How much money do I put in my cash envelopes? How much money will I have left over? How much money will I cash stuff the 3 times that I do cash stuffing this month? And this is how I figured it out. So when I did my sinking fund video, which I talked about earlier, and if you haven't, please do, I went through and figured out how much money I had and how much I could afford to do every single month and how much I needed to do to actually pay for what I've been spending. And this is where it is at. So I'm going to put it right here. I'm just going to transfer these numbers over because this part was a monthly breakdown. Some of my other ones were yearly breakdowns. This one was monthly. Let me go ahead and fill all these in really quick. Okay, we're at $315. That is how much that I have allotted for cash envelopes every month. And then I will take that on my budget breakdown. So see here will be my budget breakdown, and I will divide that by 3. So by paycheck, 3 times a month. But for the total of the month, 315. So cash envelopes are right here, 315. I'm just leaving that debt snowball blank for a minute because I want to make sure all the extra money actually goes to that HELOC. Okay. Next, for car registration and all of these, again, on my sinking fund breakdown, I went ahead and I have it right here. So I have broke these down by monthly amounts, and then by cash stuffing, and by fully funded amounts for the year. So I'm just going to take this monthly amount and put it in there, and then I will divide it by 3 when I do my cash stuffing. Okay, 310. All right, so let's see here, sinking funds, 310. Now, if I have the 2583, I'm going to just be really transparent. I don't usually always show my back mind thinking, but I'm just going to let you know when I'm planning this out behind the scenes, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, I have 2583, left over. My essentials are paid for, my gas, my groceries, and all of my bills. Of course, I want that debt snowball going at 12, and I want some extra money to HELOCs. I did the eating out, my spending. These are just extra things for kids. I have more money for my kids. I always get asked this. My kids get lots of money. This is just for things that I've forgotten about. My hubby getting some money, childcare on the side, and things like that. So if I minus that 315, let's see here, 2583 minus that 315 and the 310, we're looking at 1958 left, which is right because my debt snowball is usually 12. Let's minus that. I have 758 left. So I know that I always do a bid on savings challenges. So I'm going to do 300. That's 100 per cash stuffing. It'll go towards my sinking fund goals, just so I can keep motivated and saving money there. So we're going to do 300 for that. Let's see here, savings challenges. Well, that's going to be 300. We'll put that here. Okay, and we're going to put an extra $458 into my HELOC for this month. And I bet you I will beat that. I always am searching for side hustles and things like that I can increase my debt snowball and my HELOC. I would love if I got to 2,000. That's like my dream for this month. We'll see what happens at the end of the month. Now I should get a zero-based budget here, 283 or 2,583 minus that 1658 minus that 315 and that 300. There we go, minus 300. My calculator, I just didn't do that well. Gives me 0. So now every single dollar that I make for the month of January has a place to go. It's being told what to do. My bills have already been set up on auto pay. They're going to pay. I'm going to pull cash 3 times this month and cash stuff for my cash envelopes and my sinking funds and savings challenges. This debt snowball HELOC is set. I look at the amount and then I set it up for a couple days after each paycheck to auto transfer and pay that debt snowball, that HELOC. So that's where we're at right now. It's all planned out. I love this. It makes me just excited to start cash stuffing for the week. Go ahead and follow me as I'm going to show you my very first cash stuffing of 2024, which I know is a little bit late, but I have been super, super sick. So unfortunately, that's the way it's going to be on this Friday. I'm going to show you how I cash stuff. And that is it for the budget. This budget's going to be really important also at the end of the month for my closeout. So as you see here, we're going to put the actual numbers of what we're doing. And then on our budget closeout, we'll be able to really kind of compare how we did in our monthly check-ins to make sure we met our goals. In 2023, budgeting this way was probably one of the most profoundly changing moments of our financial life. We almost paid off, I think it was like 18,000 something, almost 20 grand in debt. And we're hoping to double that debt payoff this year. And just a little secret, if we were able to do that, then we would enter into 2025 debt free. And so I am motivated. I hope you are too. If you have questions about your monthly budget, then I want you to go ahead and drop them in the comments below. But also hit that playlist if you haven't yet to get your goals and your sinking funds and your bills all planned out so you can plan out your monthly budget and find success in your budget this year. I'm excited for us all to grow together and learn together and find freedom in our budget together. As always, I want you to find joy in the journey, and I'll see you next time.